smoky air from a pine wood campfire. Gather round underneath the moonlight, telling stories about all those good times. Chill in the air, feeling good tonight. Cold beer in my hand, my ass in a camp chair. We come back to the same place each year. It's not about the hunt, it's a family tradition, passing it down to the younger generation. Hey, hell yeah, we're hunting. Hell yeah, we're hunting.
What's up, guys? Oh no, I did the guys thing. What's up? Back here, Bear Camp 2025. Just got done setting out first bait. Went with the same spot that Mike had shot his bear on last year. You know, he called dibs on this spot, but his ass still sleeping. So, you snooze, you lose. Can't take a spot of mine anyway. Can't call dibs on my bait spots. So, just got it set up. We're gonna put out a whole bunch of baits this year, see what we can get. Ryder Gene's got his own tag. So, I'm out of breath. That guy problems. Woo! So we just got done checking all our baits, and overnight, 2 out of the 4 that we set yesterday had bears on them. We were kind of unsure about the first one, just because it didn't look like it was messed with all that much. But we went and checked the cam, and sure enough, there was a bear. So we've got 50% of our baits hit. Mike only ended up getting one of his baits out, and it's on the same bait spot that I shot my bear on last year. And overnight, he's got quite a bruiser on his bait. And then the old man, he's got one bear on one of his baits. So going to set out one more, find a good spot for it. We're gonna head back to camp till tonight. Maybe we'll get lucky and we'll be sitting up here and bear will come in, and for a midnight snack or whatever, we'll get a shot.
We're in the woods before the sun's in the sky. Camo on our bones, binos on our eyes. Coffee in our mug, passion in our veins. Ready to do whatever it takes. Quiet as the night, stalking our prey. Praying that our shot flies true and straight. Meat in our packs, meat in the freezer. Just got back, can't wait to go next year.
Well, we're walking down from our last bait. We're headed up, and this one's set up. We're about half a mile up this abandoned logging road, closed logging road, and it goes up for a ways, and then it makes a right-hand turn, and we walked down that road about another 60-70 yards, and that's where we put our barrel, so that we, you know, when we're coming up there, we could stop and sneak around that corner and see if there's anything on the bait. Well, today, this was our what, 3rd day?
Yeah.
There was a bear on the bait. It was a black phase. Didn't get a good look at its size. Ryder, as you can tell, he's just wearing a white t-shirt because we're just baiting, right? And yeah, we come around the corner and there's that bear, and you know, we're quiet and we're cautious about it, but getting him set up, this bear must have caught wind of us or heard one of them, and next thing I know, it's just gone, like a ghost. It just was there and then just disappeared. So we went and restocked the barrel, sprayed a bunch of new scent. So I imagine that it'll be back tomorrow, if not here in an hour. So come back and check it. Maybe tomorrow we'll get lucky with round 2. We're gonna go back and check the cards, see if it's even a bear that we want to shoot, make sure it doesn't have any cubs running around with it, because all we could see was the top half of it from where we were standing. We didn't really get a chance to get set up, but we're head back to camp, check cards. Well, we're up here sitting on the Sasquatch bait, as my wife named it. We've got about 100-yard shot, and we're just tucked off into the bushes, so we're out of sight of the bait. This is where we were snuck in earlier today, and there was a bear on it, but it bailed off. It did come back and hit the bait again, so we're hoping that it'll come back in for seconds while we're sitting here. Ryder looked at it. It's a black phase, decent sized bear, especially for a first bear. And Ryder says that he wanted to shoot it, so this is the bait site we're posting up on tonight. With any luck, it'll come back in and he'll get a shot. I can't see you, Sadie. Alright. It's pretty dark now. We're headed back to the side-by-side. Get back to camp and make some dinner. Mr. Bear decided he didn't want to come to our dinner date. So we'll reschedule for tomorrow. Wake up in the morning, get all our baits checked, see if anything else hit our bait on our top bait. I liked that bear a lot better. It was a color phase. I have yet to shoot a color phase. Ryder wants this black bear, so we'll see how things go tomorrow. Hopefully it's not such shitty weather tonight. We'll see you guys tomorrow. All right, well, we are at the top of the mountain. Look at that view. I was really hoping that this would be a productive bait site. It's one that I found last year that had somebody else's bait on it, and they do not have a bait up here this year, so I was like, well, I'll put a bait up here. First night we put it out, got hit by a bear, completely drained the barrel, which was about, I don't know, 7 gallons worth of bait. And ever since that one night, it has been completely dead. So instead of us wasting an hour each day driving all the way up to the top of the mountain, we decided just to pull it and focus our efforts somewhere else. Last night, bait site 2 got hit for the first time, and I was going to pull that one today also and just focus on the one that we're calling the long shot. Sasquatch, we don't know if it's been hit today, but it has not been hit the last 2 days, which is shitty because that was our main focus for where we'd sit every night. We even spent, you know, a couple afternoons sitting up there, sitting for 6 hours a day waiting for that bear to come in, and then all of a sudden it just went dead. So we're not sure where we're sitting tonight. We're gonna go back and check the cards for bait site 2, and maybe we'll be lucky and that one's coming in like right at last light or something, and not the middle of the night. You know, the longer we go, it seems like the more nocturnal they get. So here's hoping that we just get lucky and Ryder gets his first bear, right guys?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah, should we give it a woo?
Woo!
That's right. Well, Tisha made it up for the night hunt. She brought the 2 little girls. I don't know if you've ever tried keeping a 4 and a 6-year-old quiet sitting on a bait, but I'm pretty sure the bear's like 3 miles away can hear us.
I don't know, because like we did it all.
We got the whole crew up here today. It's getting really dark though, and this bear still hasn't come in.
Yeah, like
Tomorrow will be our last night sit. We need a lot of luck, don't we, Scarlett?
Yeah.
Yeah, we need.
Yeah, we're going to eat marshmallows to a fire.
Yeah, we're gonna go back and eat marshmallows on the fire.
That is gonna...
Ryder's over there bear's sleeping. He's fake sleeping, huh? You ever have one of those times where you wish that you could go back and make a different plan? Well, today was one of those for us. Yesterday we did not come up to check the Sasquatch bait because the bear had not been on it at all. It went from hitting it during the day pretty much the entire time we've been up here to not hitting it at all for like 3 days. So yesterday we pulled the bait and we sat on the bait we call long shot. Did not see anything. Well, this morning we woke up at 6 in the morning and we went to the long shot. It still hadn't been hit, so that bear was not there. And then we came up to Sasquatch to pull it because today is our last actual day of hunting. Tomorrow we're headed back home. Well, lo and behold, Sasquatch had been hit and there was a big old pile of bear shit right by the bait. Well, pulled the card and guess what? That bear that we've been hunting pretty much daily hit that bait all day yesterday and we didn't even bother to come up and look at it. So today we, after we checked the card and ate breakfast, we've been sitting on this bait for 3 hours and the only thing that we've seen moving are bugs and a squirrel. So we might be going home empty-handed. I still had a good time. This has been 10 days of camping. I get to drive the side-by-side around, hang out with family, hang out with friends. I love it up in this area, so it's never a waste for me. It is kind of bittersweet not being able to get Ryder his first bear. We have tonight's sit, and in the morning we're gonna wake up and pull our last 2 baits, and we're gonna head home, back to the real world, back to work, back to summer vacation for the kids. So all right, we are pulling Sasquatch, and that is Sadie up there carrying the bait barrel because she's a badass. So we had an opportunity last night that turned kind of scary. Sitting at our blind, me and Ryder, Sadie, and my 6-year-old Scarlett. She wanted to come up and I was like, oh, I guess it's not that big of a deal if the 6-year-old comes up. We're just sitting at the blind and I look up and there's the bear walking in, and it laid in such a position that there was no way for us to get a shot. It went on the wrong side of the feeder hole on the barrel and was just laid down and was eating the bait that it had spilled out on the ground. So I told Ryder, just keep your eye on the glass, and in a split second that bear stood up and it was just gone. So about 5 minutes later, it's right up here on the hill, like maybe 30 yards up on the hill, and Sadie pointed it out, and at that point it could see us. So it's curious and wondering what we are, and I'm trying to get a shot lined up for Ryder, and then the bear just disappears again, walks further down the mountain. And about 10 minutes go by and we see it walking up the road, and it stops right on the other side of those green bushes over there. They're all green bushes, and it's like head on to us. And at this point it's starting to snap its jaws and huff at us and act aggressive, and I'm trying to get Ryder to take the shot, and I don't know why he won't take the shot. It even stood broadside to us for a while. I don't know if he was fevering or if he was scared or what was happening, but he just wouldn't take the shot. Well, then it came up onto this side of the mountain and it was doing the same huff and wheeze, and then it would snap its teeth, and it was running back and forth, and it was being loud, and it was just getting so dark to the point that like I didn't know where the bear was. And you know, I always carry a side pistol with me, and my kids have a can of bear spray on them in case. So we are prepared, but we were in a situation, you know, that I had my 6-year-old with us, and I didn't want to put her in any more of a dangerous situation. So we hightailed it out of here last night. So we are going home empty-handed. Everyone's going home empty-handed this year. This is our first year bear hunting that we haven't at least gotten one bear for the camp. But you know, that's fine. That's part of hunting. You know, being selective, not shooting little teeny bears, and you know, just having something for next year. It was a weird year. Even our honey hole bait site that has had bears on it every single year, we put the bait in the same exact spot every single year, didn't have a single bear hit it this year. So kind of a strange year, but I still had a blast. If I could convince my wife, I'd stay up here a whole nother week. But you know, we've been up here for 10 days now, and hunting every single day, sitting on baits, packing in bait, and I love every second of it. I'm glad that, you know, I got to spend time with my kids. My wife came up, my mom came up for a little bit. Yesterday was the old man's birthday. We celebrated his birthday. So, well, can't wait for our time next year. Already excited for it. It's always bittersweet going home and getting back to life. If I could, I'd just live this every day of my life and just spend my time up here in the mountains, but I gotta pay the bills, so we're gonna get out of here. So see you guys. Did you have fun?
Yeah,
What did you think of bear hunting last night?
good.
Did you get scared?
No.
You weren't scared of the bear?
Well, I did cry at first because I was scared if it would come after us.
What was it doing?
It was chomping its teeth at us and growling at us.
Was it scary?
Yeah.
Was it kind of cool though?
Yeah.
Yeah. How come Ryder didn't shoot it?
Him being an idiot.
Being an idiot.
Oh my god.
They're doing some logging. It's a good time to pull our bait. This is the best part about bringing kids up. I'm sitting up here in the shade and they walk down there to pull that bait because it should be empty after the bear hit it last night. So they're gonna just carry the barrel back up, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't even have to walk down there. They come back every year, huh?
Yeah, I would rather.
Are you coming back up here next year?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Guess what? I'd rather go down. I would rather roll down there if there wasn't rocks or logs.
Rocks or logs, huh?
Then you would roll.
You just roll down there?
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you know what I need?
Huh?
I need a bath.
Yeah.
And a haircut.
Not your beard haircut.
Yeah, it feels gross, huh? Yeah.
I can't pick my favorite one. I just love to hunt big bucks, tall trucks, thick mud, burning off ticks, trying to suck your blood. This is a life I was born to live, just hunting for a good time. Everyone is just fine, living out our best life, breathing in the smoke from a pine wood campfire. Hey!